Shout out to Atreus for the heads up on this because, oh man, I didn't even know this was a thing. He shared Pirate Nation, who said, game that raised $300,000 on Kickstarter won't be released as studio shuts down. How many times have you heard of a Kickstarter project that's gone bad? But $300,000 and nothing comes from it. The developer behind the partially community-funded PC game Alzara Radiant Echoes has announced it's shutting down, and the game won't be released after the team raised more than $300,000 to make it. Deku Leader says, Star Citizen took all my money, comes to mind. Yeah, it does. Hypnotic says, can't wait for all the Grums comments. Finish your game, Grums. Well, at least theoretically, Grums is still working on his game, but still, I agree. Studio Camelia, which successfully raised $339,000 USD from more than 5,000 people to fund the game via Kickstarter, made the announcement in a statement. And here is that statement over on Kickstarter. Studio Camelia is shutting down. Our sincerest apologies and an explanation. We're sorry. We're really sorry. We're sorry. Hey, everyone. Here's an update that is very difficult for us to write. It is with our deep sadness that we announce the closure of Studio Camelia. In this update, we'll take the time to explain the circumstances that led to this outcome, as well as provide some clarity regarding this Kickstarter and the future. How we got here. We founded Studio Camelia based on our love for JRPGs, with the desire to bring a fresh perspective to the genre while staying true to the essence of what makes a JRPG, produced by professionals from the industry. With Alzara, we wanted to create a Mediterranean-inspired JRPG influenced by games like Golden Sun. Well, that's a name I haven't heard for a long time. And Final Fantasy X, which I feel like is super overrated, but I know it has its fans. With dynamic turn-based combat and centered around the theme of togetherness. Why did it shut down? The studio was officially created in May 2022, and the journey began nearly 4 years ago. From the very start, we fought tirelessly to bring the dream to life and constantly seeking funding. We started the studio with our personal savings and managed to convince business angels, banks, and institutions who believed in our vision and supported us. We were even honored to be accepted into Microsoft's Developer Acceleration Program. Oh boy, I see where this is going. How many people did they scam out of money? And yes, if you take money from someone with the promise of producing something and you don't produce what you promise, you stole from them. Yeah, you can get into this whole ethics conversation with all of it, but end of the day, if someone pays for something and you promise them you're going to make something and you don't do it, you stole it. With all the support, we have had half the development of the game covered and only needed to secure the other half through our industry partner. However, as you know, the video game industry is currently going through a crisis. Many studios have been forced to close due to lack of funding. Okay, so here's the thing. Back up. If this is truly a passion project, why can't these people work on this game after hours? If they've put 4 years into a game and they just close up shop, shut it down, that means they're nowhere near done with it, which tells me that these people were completely unorganized and had no idea what the hell they were doing. But over 20,000 workers have lost their jobs. Oh, cry me a fucking river. What's that have to do with your studio and the nearly, over $300,000 that you guys raised, plus investor money? Investors are now operating in a market where taking risks is discouraged. Yeah, you have to expect that going into something. You can't expect investors just to give you money forever. That's not how it works. Might be too late to tell you this, and they can afford to wait before committing to a project in order to reduce risk. To give ourselves the best possible chance of securing funding, we turned to Kickstarter to reduce the perceived risk to some of our partners and reassure them of the project's profitability. I'm telling you guys, this smells so bad. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. This is a, hey guys, we really gave it the old college try, but it just, in the end, it didn't work out. But we want to let you know we tried and we love you for it. We care about you guys, but we tried. And at the end of the day, isn't that all that matters? The campaign was a huge success. Alzara became one of the most backed gaming projects on Kickstarter in 2024, just last year. How can you have this statement and then 1 year removed from it, you're out of money and shutting down your company? That means anyone else that made less money should definitely do the same thing. And they're not. With over 5,000 backers and nearly 300,000 euro in pledges, thank you again for your support. It was an incredible time for us taking your money. We used that to succeed to develop a new we use that to if I can read. We use that success to develop a new demo of the game incorporating the latest advances on Alzara. We attended various events, Tokyo Game Show, DICE. How much money did that cost? How much were those flights? How much did it cost to get a booth? So this money wasn't just to put into the game. It was also, how much were your hotels? Did you charge your food expenses? Was this money going towards all that? To meet with potential partners from all around. Oh, so you want to use people's money to try to find partners to perpetuate this. Gotcha. We had in-depth discussions earlier this year, but unfortunately, none of them resulted in contract. Despite having a playable demo, a senior team, half the funding secured, and the Kickstarter campaign, we spared no effort and tried to hold on as long as we could. I got to be honest. Sounds like the game was not that good. Because if you have all this to tell people and they're still like, yeah, no, maybe you guys just didn't have what it takes. This is part of the harsh reality of the let's blame it on something other than ourselves, of the industry. We are creatives, but we need funding to keep creating. No, you don't. No, you don't. Why don't you talk to the guy that made Schedule 1 about that? Why don't you talk to the guy that made Stardew Valley about that? Why don't you talk to the guy, what's his name, Notch, that made Minecraft about that? Tell me that you need funding to keep creating. Tell me about that. Tell me more about that. Curious. Sometimes even having a promising game concept with proven market interest and a strong team is not enough. Many say that every release game is a miracle, and that couldn't be more true. Sounds like a lot of cope. Oh, there you go. You beat me to it, Deku Leader. The cope is rank enough to smell through the screen. Yeah, exactly, Groofus. Schedule 1. EB says, yeah, holy shit. They used the money and sought additional funding, but did they inform people of this? Were people aware the game required additional capital? Good point. Is there a chance Alzara will continue? The studio's liquidation was declared on April 28th. Well, shit, that was 2 months ago. What? Why are we hearing about this now? At the time of this writing, various legal procedures are underway and will be ongoing for some time. As you can imagine, we are unable to share details of these procedures, but they pertain to the liquidation of the company. Alzara Radiant Echoes is now on indefinite pause. There's a slim chance that a third party might one day step in and offer to take over the project. If that happens, the game would inevitably take a different direction than what was presented during the campaign, but hopefully for the better. Wow. As you know, backing a Kickstarter project comes with risks. Oh, now they're going to offload it to you, the customer. The very idea of the platform is to give creators a boost so they can bring their projects to life. It does not guarantee the final commercialization of the project, and therefore, there's always a risk. Neither the studio nor Kickstarter is able to refund your contribution to the project, and we're truly sorry. We're sorry. For more information about how you got fucked over, you can consult the FAQ provided by Kickstarter. a bit about Alzara. Before concluding this update, we'd like to share some excerpts from the demo we presented to our partners, showcasing the latest progress on the game. Sadly, this demo cannot be shared publicly for copyright reasons. You motherfuckers! So people paid you money. You made a demo and you're not letting people play the demo? Even that? What? This is so sus, it's not even funny. Oh, copyright reasons. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason you can't play the demo that you paid for. Oh, God. We can't talk about the lawsuits ongoing because reasons. We can't give you the demo because of copyrights, but we can't give you your money because Kickstarter. What a shit show. What a shit show. Oh my God. This is way worse than I thought it was going to be. Oh my God. And the company's liquidation prevents us from releasing any game content. Bastards. Absolute bastards. They knew they were up a creek without a paddle. And instead of being like, hey guys, we're not going to make it. But before we go, let's get this demo out there, put it on Steam, and tell people, hey, we tried, we got the demo working. Because what I read out of this is your game is shit, your demo is shit, it sucked ass, and it barely worked, it barely functioned, and nobody wanted to put money into it because it was awful. And you don't want people to see just how bad it was, because it probably barely functioned. Copyright reasons, my ass. Please keep in mind that these are snippets from work in progress game, and all elements shown would have been finalized during production. All right, let's watch the video that we can't, but we can watch it, even though we can't play it for copyright reasons. All right, let's see this. So no motion on the menu, just a still screen, which is cheap as anything. Okay. Content you're about to see features excerpts from the demo. Created for potential production partners, never intended for public release. All right, here we go. But hold up. She has hair covering her face. When she turned around, look at her hair. And look at her hair. This looks so bad. It's not even funny. Like AI could have made a better looking game. What even is this? Why is her heels clicking on the sand? This is the hardest sand on the planet. This looks terrible. If I was an investor and they showed me this, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I would not put money into this. What the hell? Prequel, Nelson. Prequel.
games begin.
All right, maybe the battles are better because yikes. Yeah, Mighty Number 9 definitely comes to mind for sure. What the hell is this?
Wins.
I don't like the camera angles at all in the battle. The fuck was that? Is this like an LGBTQ game? What the hell was that? Bro. What? What is this? What? What am I watching right now? You're in the middle of a fight. Let's go ass to ass, back to back. Let's do this. What was the point of that? They didn't even fight. They just did that, then it went back to the enemy.
That's enough for me.
What?
I'll take it from here.
What are they just swapping characters out? What the hell? Oh my god. This is so bad, it's not even funny.
Gusts of power.
Expedition 0.3. Yeah, it runs like garbage. It keeps hiccuping. The audio makes no sense in it. Now, I get it's pre-production. I get that. But even if all this was perfected, I'd be like, yeah, still no. Like, this isn't it.
Earth's might.
But the enemy was gone already.
Might.
He's already dead on the ground. The enemy disappeared before the rocks hit him. What? He's gone. The enemy disappeared. And then the rocks hit. Again, I get it's pre-production, but yikes. You know what this strikes me as? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll give him that. I like that. That was unique. You know what this strikes me as? Oh god, that water looks terrible. Oh, one of these puzzles. Okay, yep. This strikes me as one of those games that's just put together because there's just bloat in the game industry. This is not, we have a great idea for a game. This is hey, let's make a JRPG and then just make it. It's like, well, I mean, I guess, but where's your idea? What even is the storyline? Who cares? What is this stuff? Game the cash grab. Thank you for taking the time to read this message in full. If you have any questions, we'll take the time to answer them as best we can within the limits of what we're allowed to share. We can only imagine your disappointment upon reading this. Know that we share your same sorrow. We would have loved for this project to see the light of day. We were deeply invested in the world of Alzara and its characters and its story. We would have loved nothing more than to celebrate its release with you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for your support from day one. Thank you for believing in our project. Thank you for your community and kindness and words of encouragement. With all our hearts, the Studio Camelia team. This team of people was not qualified to put a game together. And they just shook down an entire community of passionate gamers that wanted to see a smaller team succeed. This is their website. They still haven't updated the website to take it down. They haven't published their update anywhere. There's no notice on their website. The career button doesn't even go anywhere. You click career, nothing. Team, nothing. Games. Subscribe to our newsletter. Okay, that one works. So they have a contact. The contact works. The games work, but team, nothing works. Career, nothing works. As an investor, I'm sure that works. Get in touch. Yeah. We want your money. As a team member, nope. As a player, subscribe to our newsletter. Yeah, this is a sham. This is a sham. They just stole over $300,000 from people and put together what looks to be a basic asset flip game. Like, honestly, there's nothing special about this at all. 4 years, $300,000 later, nothing. Oh, plus the investor money. Yikes. Yikes. Exactly, Benjamin. The career section leads to a black hole. It legit does not go anywhere when you click on it. There's nothing there. It looks like a mobile game. I exactly agree, Nelson. Looks like a mobile game. Touch butts do extra damage. Oh, good point, Bunyip. Master TDS is on the case. I did want to find out more about the team, and when you click team, nothing happens. So yeah, that's what we have right now for this Studio Camelia and their game, that Alzara Radiant Echoes, that almost tries to sound like Radiant Historia or Chain of Echoes to get money, making people think that they're based off of other games that they're not. Makes you wonder if this was a grift from day one. But anyways, I'll leave that one there. Mercenary for the 2. At least Star Citizen is playable. Great point. Great point. Baked Buddhist for the 5-banger. Was Stardew Valley made by one dude and his homies like Schedule 1? As far as I understand, yes, it was. One dude. Mercenary for 2. I'm getting modern Disney Wish CGI vibes off of it. I think Wish CGI is probably the best explanation for that video. That was terrible. Mark 63366, the hot commercial was better. Verse number 2, butt touch equals woke modern Disney vibes confirmed. Just in time for 2. It's Yasuke in Fuchsia Garters sings show tunes gay. Fuchsia? Na da 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 da. I don't have it. Only Hypno has that song. I can sing it.